Hello and welcome to the Electrum Sabercraft Exotic Saber Tournament here at TSL5. And we're here bringing you all the action that's about to kick off. I'm joined by Ryan Lannon.
Hello, Ryan from Ronin Custom Armory.
And as everybody's setting, and you can see Jared right there in front of your camera, getting everybody in order and about getting ready to kick this off. So hang on tight and we'll bring you some exotic, and by exotic I mean mostly pike users, action in a few minutes.
I think there are actually some that are not pikes, believe it or not.
They've made poor life choices.
They have. This will be interesting.
I know we didn't have anybody talking during the 50-plus division, but that last match, Tony and Carlos, interesting stuff. Some dynamic stuff from Carlos, some typical action from Tony. And it looks like action is about to kick off in ring one, so
yep.
Yay!
Oh, I need to turn that down.
These are rolling.
Let's give you some noise so you can hear Director Melody. Hopefully I never seen some lineups and see fighting.
Who do we have in the first lineup? First fight?
I don't know. Waiting for Melody to give us that.
No announcements yet.
Correct.
So it looks like we have 3 pools?
Yes, sir.
So it looks like we have some actually pretty strong fighters for the exotics this time. We have Charlie, looks like.
One volunteer, please.
Mark Carrico. And looks like Ji Woo is also fighting. All using pikes most likely.
I think we'll see Tony in exotics as well.
David's fighting.
I know we got someone out from SoCal who, well, just wants to have fun, so he's going out there with a saber staff. I wish him the best.
Who is that?
Ryan Russell
Ryan
from SoCal.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out who was in Mark's pool. They have, I think it's Mark, G and I can't remember who else, but somebody new. So that'll be interesting.
Be real great if we thought this through all the way and we had the pool lineups in front of us. That'd be super.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But like most things, we'll just wing it.
I mean,
we are spontaneous like that. We can do it.
So another note, all the prizes all weekend long are provided by, I guess I should say, from Electrum Sabercrafts.
Yeah.
They're also the sponsors of this exotics tournament.
Yeah.
That's why we're calling it the Electrum Sabercrafts Exotic Sabers Tournament at TSL5. It's a mouthful. And at home, go ahead and practice. Say it 5 times fast. I dare you.
We have enough signs to just remind us exactly, and so that we can repeat that in front of us.
It's so long, I wrote it down in my notebook. I'm very forgetful.
There's a sign right there.
I want to say I can't read, but I just said I wrote it down in my notebook.
Looks like we're about to start here. So it looks like we're going to have Mark Carrico up first. I don't know who his opponent is yet. I'm not sure who that is.
I think that is Tony from Minnesota, the Blue Ranger. He was down at One Dark Watch. No, there's not a Blue Ranger mask. I just saw blue gloves and got excited.
So it looks like we have Mark Carrico wielding his Staff of Doom, or I'm sorry, a Pike of Doom. He made that himself. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. And going up against a standard saber. That's pretty brave.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, I think our media table runner is one of the line judges, so go us.
Yeah.
That lasted all of 5 minutes. Thank you. Here comes Fidel walking by our table. Maybe we'll ask him.
Is it?
Yeah. Comrade, join the broadcast. Comrade. Wait, we're in Nevada. They don't say comrade there.
Comrade, got it. Okay, here we go. And he comes running. Mark, calm as usual. Measure. And Mark's saber even lit up. Is it just me?
Yes, he's using a brand new technology for lighting up his sabers, called buying a 2-pack of 1-inch flashlights from Harbor Freight and dropping them in his saber.
Always the inventor he is.
I didn't see who actually got that point. I'm going to assume the Pike.
There we go.
Nice flex on that thrust.
And Mark doing his thrust game as usual. One thing about fighting with pikes, you gotta move a little bit more. You can't play the linear game with them. You will lose, just like that.
Yep. Just take to heart the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dip, dive, duck, dodge, and dip.
He's being very brave with a standard saber, though, I have to admit. That is a very brave move to come out there in pretty much what is essentially a pike tournament. That looks like that was a red point. No, split decision.
So it looks like they give the point to blue.
Given to blue. I'm not sure what the score is right now, but
If we had a runner, I'd ask them.
yeah. Red gets another point.
Fighters ready. Fight.
As typical with most exotic matches that involve a pike, it's very undramatic.
I mean, most sword fighting, I think, even what we do, if you go next door, you check out any of the HEMA stuff, I think it's, it just looks different. Hollywood does a real good job at making sword fighting look real sexy.
That's why we're here.
Fight.
Right, we want the real stuff.
We want the real stuff. Nice. Very precise.
Was that a cheeky little toe stab?
All lines just call the right point. A pike has to be held by 2 hands at all times. Honor for the fighter who called and you let go of the hand. Honor.
Good honor.
No points.
Good honor on Mark. So that was Mark let go of the pike,
Fighters ready.
which good honor on him. He called that. I'll make a mention on that because I'm probably going to talk shit about that later. Or talk crap, I'm sorry.
2 judges take blue points. Fighters ready. Fight.
1 minute.
1 minute left.
Hold and honor. Red point.
I'm going to
Good honor.
assume the pike is up.
Yeah. Switching sides. So we're at least 5 for the
At
pike.
least 5 deep on this side, yeah.
Fighters ready.
if you're new to everything TSL and the Saber Legion, the reason they switched sides at 5 points, it's a thing we do every fight, tournaments, championship series games. It helps let different judges have different angles on the fight. That way, if maybe one judge won't see something on one side, the other side, it kind of bounces out for the fighters. Our effort trying to make everything fair and square over here.
Exactly. Mark seems to be giving up a lot of real estate. It's pretty brave. Nice. Good tap to the head with the pike.
And talking about TSL history, something you can talk about, Lannon, is look how short the pikes are this year compared to years prior.
Right? I have noticed it. That was that the new rule set?
I think it might be the new rule set. As somebody who's been in TSL longer than I, what's your take on it? You think it's helping the game, or?
I think so. Anytime you have to shorten a weapon, I think it demands more technique out of it, because the range game is relatively easy to play. So anytime when you want to make it more interesting, what I like to say is shorter weapons tend to do better. So I think it helps. I think it'll bring out a little bit more technique.
I think it certainly makes people picking up a standard saber feel like they can do it.
Yeah.
I think history has told us they can't.
Yeah.
But another point for red.
Yeah.
Not sure where we stand, but safe to assume the red fighter, aka the fighter with the long pokey stick, is up.
Oh.
No, cheeky little boot from Mark right there.
And Mark Carrico wins.
So that match
No surprise there.
That match did go to 10.
But good effort on the standard saber. Like, that's something most people would not do. And the fact that he even got a few points is, a feat in itself.
Yeah, it's definitely commendable.
Yep.
So
And we have G Woo fighting versus Joe,
no, I'm sitting here.
the other Joe.
Oh, okay. Be here all weekend. Probably not on mic anymore after that joke. So as we're resetting, we don't have another fight to bring you like we did in the 50+, because it looks like we're running one ring for exotics, so we're just, I'm assuming all 3 rounds are going to go in one ring, which might also make this take a little bit longer, which good for you. You have more exciting pike stabby face action in your future.
We have 2 pikes this time. Actually, it looks like G was fighting with a longer hilt and a shorter blade, where it's the opposite. I'm not sure who's on that side. I don't recognize who that is.
Let's see if we can maybe go to our table and figure out the fighter in the purple mask's name. Or just wait for a second and hear the judge announce it potentially. Landon putting in the hard work, going and finding out all the things for you guys. So what'd you learn?
He's going to double check, but we think it's Joe, Blankenship. So G was, he has a traditional kendo background. I actually fought him in the Steampunk tournament. He's a very, very talented fighter. So, and looks like he got that point against Joe Blankenship. Looks like he's trying to take on some sort of Yari form, complete with Ki.
So that takes us red up 1-0. Looks like red might be up 2-0. Let's wait for the word for the director.
Yep, red point. Definitely taking a traditional Yari, or Naginata, I'm sorry, style.
Now, how is that different from what we're probably going to see most fighters doing here?
Well, his cuts are going to be more based on 90 degrees, not so much on angles.
Okay.
So very straightforward, very kendo-like, charging in.
More cuts.
off the back foot.
More cuts, less thrusts, or
Less thrust.
Okay.
So
I think Red Fighter's up 3-0 right now. I didn't. I saw it. I missed it. We're just doing one. We're just doing the one table.
So currently we have red 3, 2, 1. Red up on 3 points.
Well, every now and then, if I see.
G was showing some very good precision work with his pike / naginata or yari.
You can see in the back of that shot, Charlie Cummings in the corner of the room. Looks like he's waiting on bated breath.
Looks like that was a 3-2 in call of blue.
So 3-2, Red Fighter up still.
Red Fighter up, yes.
And Red Fighter with the warning about shots drifting a little low.
Making good use of the ring. G has always got excellent footwork. And we had a judge break something.
I think that might have been a wristband, maybe. Judge definitely looks like he maybe made good use of those judging sticks for self-defense.
Yes. You never know when they're going to come in handy. Dual purpose. Oh, he stepped on a cum.
I like our version better.
Yeah. Yeah. Finally seeing some angle work here. Again, making good use of the ring.
Definitely moving a lot more laterally than the fighters we saw in the last fight.
Right.
I think that's what's getting Jiwoo with those low strikes is he's down and bringing his sword up onto line, and
Right.
as his opponent is closing in, I think he's just catching him.
Yeah. And he's just coming just a little bit short. Oh, that's close. I don't know if that counted. No, that was good.
I would have called that a neck shot personally. That would have made me feel too nervous. TSL5, safety second. Nah, safety's first.
Nice. That was a good, clean shot from blue, I thought. At least from this angle.
I saw
But
the
the
back
judges are
pop.
split.
I thought I saw red come in first. The bigger motion, it looks like
yeah.
the judge is giving it to red.
You're correct.
The bigger motion was definitely the blue fighter.
Right. I was obscured by a judge, so I really couldn't see, but I definitely saw the blue fighter come in.
How dare they? Your talent. Tell them to get out of the way. It's like unanimous for the line judges here. Goes to blue.
Blue is making a comeback.
Right.
Making a strong comeback. I think he's finally figured out a little bit of what G was getting a little repetitive in his motions. That was good, though. He broke that right there.
Yeah, and I can't count, so I've already lost track. Sorry, folks. It is something to something.
Oh, I couldn't see. But apparently blue got in there. Oh. Yeah, red a little fast on that one.
Mr. Graham taking a visit to the table, probably giving them the next matches, we hope.
Oh. I'd almost say that was a Simo.
It's not often you see
No.
somebody make one of those, what did you call it earlier? A Kia?
Kia.
A Kia, and then retreat.
Yeah.
I definitely think Joe is our blue fighter is feeling a lot more bold and comfortable. And,
Yeah, I
G
think
needs to get out of that corner.
Yeah, he's definitely he's got him. He's keeping him from moving out of that corner, and which is a good thing for him at least.
Right.
Because it's really limiting G's movements.
It's limited all of his options.
See, and out of ring right there.
I don't think a ring out's a loss of a point in TSL, so I mean, that's a great way to kind of reset the fight if you want to play the metagame that way.
8-7.
8-7 red.
8-7 red.
Thank you, Jason Knight.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
It looks like that was the end of the match, so it looks like Jiwoo took it 8-7. I can't tell time, can't add. I just was excited somebody told me the score at that point. Brandland stepped out for a second. We got Mr. Graham sitting down with me right now. Howdy, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well. Lots of exciting stuff going on.
We have, we're into our very first ring of exotics for today. We're getting ready to start up another ring of exotics here in about 10 minutes. Sounded like she said Joe Blankenship and Chris. Did you catch it?
I did not. Melody doing some fantastic housekeeping over here, reminding all the fighters about the opening ceremonies coming up at 7 o'clock. If you're remote, I'm not sure if those will be streamed from CombatCon, but now you know that they're happening at 7. You can feel like, add to that FOMO.
Listen, I know this is going to sound super biased, but this woman has been working incredibly hard on all the brackets, all the registrations, all the badges for several months now. As this event progresses, its success is definitely due to her. It is an incredible amount of pre-work that she's done in the background to make all this flow the way it is currently flowing. And we want to... Sorry.
No, you're fine. We definitely want to thank Melody, everybody on the leadership team, anybody that is a team lead for TSL that took the reins to help make this event happen. I'm just a team member on media and deal with audio and making things go and occasionally saying funny things. So anybody that can make me do more of that and less logistic stuff, thank you for doing it.
Well, and that's no slouch either. The media team deserves a huge shout out as well. They are, I say they, I'm sitting here right with you and David's walking around with us, but you guys are the ones that make it accessible to the folks at home who couldn't make it out. Folks at home, we love you. We appreciate you. You are here with us in spirit, and so we love talking to you and making you feel included with these broadcasts. So we hope we are able to reach you where you live.
Couldn't have said it better.
Oh, and while we're doing some housekeeping, while we wait for the tournament to start up again, we want to welcome you again to the Electrum Sabercraft's TSL5 Exotics Tournament. Man, Electrum Sabercraft has been a fabulous sponsor for TSL in general, but also for this tournament specifically. They have sent some amazing prizes for first, second, and third place. I had the pleasure of putting together the Saber staff that is the first place prize for the Exotics Tournament. It is a dark side, light side, etched and colored Electrum remnant. It is absolutely, the pictures don't do it justice. It's really, really incredible. Huge shout out to Electrum Sabercrafts before we get started again here in Ring 1.
Well, and that's not just the Exotics Tournament, right? They've provided all the prize sabers for every tournament all weekend long, is my understanding.
They have provided the prize saber for this tournament. Vader's Vault has provided it for standard, and and Saber Forge provided second place for standard as well. So.
The on-the-record correction from the man in the know.
As we have kicked back into Ring 1, I'm going to hand you back to the man who knows better how to commentate a fight. I'm going to give you to David for a little while until Ryan comes back, and I'm going to go support a Floridian fighting in Ring 2.
Sounds great. Thank you for
We
joining
love you
us,
guys.
David.
Joe, you're fabulous.
Thank you, sir. Looks like Brian Lamb is coming back in here, but before David sits down, I might ask David how I can see the comments. So all you lovely viewers who are trying to talk to us, hopefully if I can remember to look to my right, I can engage with you guys. I think we do. Look at that, we got some comments right here.
We have not been ignoring you.
Yeah, so Kinky Space Apes. Appreciate that note. Yeah, we're kind of in a small room. We're doing the best we can, and we appreciate your notes as we're out here, like I said, doing the best we can. Looks like blue point in that ring if you missed what Miss Melody was saying. And this is Joe v. Jordan, right?
Yes. Good honor.
You see Mr. Graham in the background with the Floridian Florida charter flag, getting ready to support someone from his charter.
Looks like he's switched up now to a single hand. I guarantee that was Mark's advice.
Probably. Tell you the Mark Carrico playbook: fight one-handed, and if you're a left-hander, fight right-handed, because there is no such thing as a left-handed sword fighter.
Yep, I see a grip at the pommel and leading with his lead hand. It's definitely a Mark Carrico thing. Yep, launching off of the back foot.
So again, I can't count. I can barely read. Here at the Electrum Sabercraft's Exotic Tournament at TSL5 with prizes provided by Electrum Sabercraft. So I don't know what the score is because I can't count that high. 5 red, looks like 5 red, and 3 blue,
3 blue
is the score. Thank you, Jason Knight.
The fact that he's actually getting points with a standard saber is...
It's either a testament to him being real good or it's that the pike fighter sucks.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. There we go.
I mean, all for lifting people up, so sure, he's doing real good. Just, I could overhear Mark saying something about measure.
Yeah. Good strategy against a pike is to have them give up their space because it's harder for them to recover, generally.
And like we were talking about earlier, pikes are a lot shorter now than they have been in prior.
Yep.
Also, no more pool cueing, no more taking one hand off the saber to get that. Just turn your already pretty monstrous reach advantage into an even more monstrous reach advantage.
Exactly. Oh. Good clean red point.
Not sure what the score is yet again. Hopefully Jason will flash us some score updates, but I'm going to guess that the pike fighter is in the lead.
So it looks like we have the blue fighter is now testing waters on distancing. 7?
Looks like red fighter's up 7-4.
7-4.
Which not bad.
Oh.
Being down, looks like
That was a good effort.
red's up 8-4. Being down by half, that's not terrible.
8-4. 8-4, red is up. That was a good effort on the lunge. A little bit of a telegraph, though.
Pretty sure Carrico wouldn't be pleased with that, but
No. He kind of gave it away.
blue fighter walked into that. Unfortunately,
Yes.
red fighter was able to keep his pike online and just looks like red fighter takes it. Score would be, did that go to 10 or is that 9-4, 10-4?
Yeah, 10.
So you may have heard that. You may have heard that we have another ring starting up. Still waiting on that. So if the ring we're on kicks off action immediately, looks like they're about to kick off pretty quick, so we're going to stay on that ring. The other ring looks like we're going to be having...
Okay. In that ring? So looks like we're going to have Mark Carrico and Ji Woo. That's going to be an interesting fight.
The other ring, the fight that we're unfortunately missing is going to be Charlie Cummings and Eric Rimless.
Ah, yes.
Both using pikes.
Pikes.
Smart men.
Looks like one is a Mark Carrico special, and Charlie's got his own. More of a, again, using more of a Yari or Naginata, so it's a shorter blade, but a longer hilt. Whereas Eric's it looks like it's about half. The entire length is cut between half of the hilt and half of the blade. So that's kind of new.
Yeah, I think, again, it's because the size reduction.
I'm not sure as to... I'm guessing the only reason is to keep more of the point-scoring end of it,
towards your opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the things we see as things change. Fighters get more creativity in their weapon builds, which is fantastic. It's one of the things that makes us a little bit different. A little bit, I know some people joke calling us the UFC of sword fighting, where we kind of are a little bit of everything.
Definitely, it brings out a lot of different styles. What I don't like about the exotics is that it's practically eliminated all the other styles of sabers in a tournament that's meant to bring out as many styles as possible. Double saber, saber staff.
And it looked like I lied. Charlie is not fighting Eric Reynolds.
No,
I saw him about to put his bucket on, and
that's from SoCal, right?
Is that from SoCal?
I believe so. I think it was one of Friedell's guys.
Okay, it's like we got a fighter from SoCal out of San Diego. Friedell, the line judge, so we know he will be 100% unbiased.
Inadvertently, I wish I remembered his name. He's actually a fellow blacksmith.
Oh, that's impressive.
We talked some blacksmith shop, and he showed me some of his work. So he's apparently made, I think he made that armor himself, and he also has done gorgets.
Okay. And in the other ring, the ring they're waiting on, it looks like we've got Carrico ready to go. Ji Woo's about to step in the ring, so we'll have action resuming in that ring shortly. I think a Pike's going to win this one.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. That's a little inside joke for Exotic. We always think the Pike's going to win.
The Pike normally does win.
Yep.
What I'm excited to see this year is who's going to win. Jason Ewing stepped out of Exotics after winning it 2 years in a row.
Mark Carrico is definitely probably the highest contender next to David.
Yeah, I know Mark at Exotics feels a little bit always a bridesmaid, never a bride. He's always just fallen a little short to Jason Ewing, and I know he would probably really like to take it home this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's always been Jason, Mark, and probably David, top three.
David, I'd throw Charlie.
Or Charlie.
If we're building a top 4, top 5, I'd throw Charlie in there.
Yeah, Charlie. So this will be interesting with Mark Carrico versus Ji Woo. Ji Woo's a pretty aggressive fighter. Mark is pretty passive. He doesn't like to... He's kind of lazy.
Right. What I see is a lot of energy out of Ji Woo's corner, which is the blue corner. And
Mark will definitely exploit that.
Yeah, Mark is going to put his saber in the way and let Ji Woo run into it as much as Ji Woo is willing to.
Yep. Here comes Ji Woo with the key eye charging out in the front of the ring.
See Terry in the comments saying he's taking David or Mark for Exotics this year.
Okay. I can agree with that.
Looks like we're up.
I say the top 3 would be David, Mark, and Charlie. Not particularly that order,
100%.
but they will definitely be our top 3.
Looks like they gave that point to the red fighter.
Mark just walks lazily out of the corner, as usual. Oh. I want to give that to Ji Woo.
I think that 100%. I think that caught Mark off.
Yep, that caught him off guard a little bit. But Mark is also testing his measure right now and his distance.
Also a new exotic from Mark, it looks like. He always
Yes.
brings new toys to TSL.
Jiwoo's actually staying out of his distance right now, doing very well with footwork, staying just out of Mark's reach. Mark is being a little bit more active now. Oh. And point red. Oh. I don't know what Mark was doing right there with his feet. Mark's definitely a little bit more aggressive now, trying to match Jiwoo's much more aggressive style.
Yeah, and
Usually Mark likes to wait a little bit for their mistakes. He's actually taking some initiative right now.
he is. I mean, Jiwoo came out of the gate pretty strong, was pushing Mark, and it looks like Mark realized he needed to take the initiative back, for lack of a better term.
Right.
And Jiwoo's letting what happened to him a few fights ago happen to again. Mark just pushed him right back into that corner.
Yeah. I'd like to see more lateral movements out of both fighters. Actually, if you look at our ring in front of us, we have both Eric and I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, but they're making good use of the ring.
So it looks like they gave that point to. Oh, Mark's saying
Mark's
he doesn't
declining
want
it. He is declining that point. Good honor on Mark.
And Ryan, you're talking about wanting more lateral movement. It looks like that's, from the last exchange at least, that's the last thing that Mark wants. That's why Mark is pushing Jiwoo into that corner.
Correct.
Trying to give him a lot less options with the type of fighter he is.
You're right. You're correct. Oh. I didn't see much on that. I saw a blue fighter make contact.
2 out of 4
But
line
red got the
judges.
point.
Give it to red.
That's the reason why I'm not a judge.
On the swap, I'll run over to the table. I'll get us the scores. Leave you folks with Lannon.
I'd almost say that was a simultaneous on that. Yep, simultaneous.
Mark and the director, or Ryan and the director, agreed on that one.
Yeah. That's a miracle.
Well, I mean, what we say at my work is broadcast booth is always right, and the judges, the refs just make the calls. But we have the true scorecards over here at the broadcast booth.
Right, exactly, yes. We have the true vantage.
Right.
Because the people hear our opinions.
Right. It's like we got another simul call, looks like, maybe. 2 simuls and 1 red and 1 blue flag up. It's almost as split of a decision as you can get, with some indecision mixed in.
Probably.
Looks like a 1
One more
call.
minute left in Mark Carrico and Jiwoo's fight.
Looks like Mark's got Jiwoo's range down pretty good.
Yep. He's starting to push him back into his corner now.
Surprised? Have they switched sides already? Did I miss it?
I know. Shouldn't they have switched sides? Oh.
With a minute left in the action, looks like it's another red point.
Yep.
They don't swap sides here. I'm going to step away for Oh, 5 points. Let me
Nope,
go
there we
find
go.
out what the score actually is.
They are switching sides now. There we go. So it looks like red side is up 5, blue is at 3. And unanimous decision. That last point was blue.
Jiwoo trying to close that distance that we
Yep.
just learned about.
So now we're at 5-4. That looked like that was a simultaneous to me, but 3 judges say it was blue. Looks like Jiwoo's kind of bringing the heat right now.
Knotted up, 5-all.
Yep. So now it's tied up, 5-5. Let's see what Mark can do here to answer some of that aggression here. Answers it with the poke,
And
but it was given to blue. I'm not sure. I thought I saw red hit that first.
that's what I thought I saw, but I think it's another situation of
I think they heard blue. They heard blue first when Mark hit.
that thrust from Carrico right there.
Yes.
Landed with some authority. You could tell he didn't like the last one.
No, because he.
Unfortunately, his opponent
Yeah,
paid for it.
because I think we all agree Mark hit first on that last one.
Terry in our chat saying he's a fan of the red piked fighter, which is our blue fighter. And we've talked through several points now, so once again, I don't know what the score is. I'm useless.
Yeah, I lost track.
What's really hard is when the judges' table is 20 feet away from you and you can't quite cheat and see what the scorecards are.
Yeah.
And these fights, talking to you at home, watching these fights, it's really easy to lose track of the points.
Yeah, it is.
Which
especially
is half of our job.
especially when you're just more intense in viewing their technique. You know, you kind of get lost in it. Final exchange. Oh, I saw Mark hit first. Looks like we have 3 judges agree. You okay?
Yeah.
There's a little technical difficulty back there. And Mark with the win. Huh? 8-7 red. That was a really close fight. I think that's one of probably the closest fight Mark has had so far. It was a very good fight between the two.
Yeah, I think Mark had a nice little lead, and a couple times Gene would just realize he needed to step on the gas.
Yeah. I actually think Mark is sweating. That's interesting.
Carrico at a TSL match. Instead of the stereotypical person, you made me bleed my own blood, Carrico goes, you made me sweat. So as that ring wrapped up, we've got some kind of action, some kind of powwow going on in another ring. No action, unfortunately, to bring to you this moment, but hopefully some action soon.
We didn't even catch who won between Eric and...
Amen. Who won the Eric fight? Eric? No, the prior fight. It was Eric and Clint O'Brien? And Clint O'Brien won? All right.
Okay. So Clint O'Brien won against Eric Rimlos.
I think we had some confusion because I was saying the Eric fight, the only fighter that I knew. So maybe, we got teased last time. I see Charlie kitted up, so maybe we're going to see a Charlie fight here. I'm excited. Oh, he stepped in the ring.
Yes, so looks like we have Charlie Cummings. This is Clint O'Brien.
So, Clint,
So did Charlie get a bye?
I think he may have.
Yeah. Because this is the first time he stepped in the ring.
Yes, I believe it is. Clint off of a fight, but he did have a little bit of a rest. But interesting to see what's going to go on. Both pike fighters. Similar built pikes also, looks like.
Again, don't quote me on this, but I do believe the entire set that Clint is wearing was made by him. I could be wrong, but I believe it was.
Some scores for you. So yeah, do that.
Yeah.
I'll stay over there just a second row, and then I'll always flash you the red points first, and then
So Charlie is blue fighter and Clint is red fighter, which helps. One of the biggest parts about TSL is when you have a fighter who is red fighter but has a blue lightsaber, and vice versa.
It's a little, we're missing part of the ring. Actually, we're missing part of the ring on both shots.
Number 2.
Both of them facing this ring. Yeah, if you can get a little more of the ring. Thank you, Jason. Jason going here, changing some camera angles for all you folks at home, because the exotic rings, surprise, surprise, are bigger than the normal rings.
Yep.
And we did not, as a broadcast team, make that adjustment. Please. So it looks like it's knotted up 1-1. going to go to what's probably the slightly better angle right here. Jason Knight on the camera operation, giving you guys the best angles at TSL5 that you can get at home, at least.
That was simultaneous. Thank you, Jason.
So blue fighter up 2-1. Charlie Cummings, our blue fighter, versus Clint O'Brien, the red fighter.
Clint's taking a very interesting stance. He's using the saber as sort of the guard. It's almost considered a high guard for these type of weapons, whereas Charlie is the opposite. His hilt is on the lower end. So I believe Clint should probably change it up a little bit.
A little. If Charlie was going for the legs, I'd say Clint's doing the right thing.
Right.
But Charlie isn't. Charlie's
not.
just stabbing him, and it's like a Cobra strike. He's Cobra strike. He's in and out.
His position actually put him at a disadvantage. He has to do more movement to make a complete strike, whereas Charlie doesn't.
Right. Because Clint's trying to meet Charlie with the blade versus if you catch him on that mid-shaft part that Clint has exposed, you can punch it out. But you also risk getting Charlie riding up and tagging you in the hand with something like that.
His current stance doesn't give him any poking or stabbing action. It's all strikes.
He's pure defense, and Charlie's taking advantage of that.
Yeah. And it shows.
So we've got a second simul on the ring, knotted up 3-all. So apparently Ryan and I watching a different fight than the line judges and the directors.
Which is always the case.
We have Fatal Error in the chat for Twitch saying, thanking us for the camera adjustment. You're welcome. Doing our best. We try. All for you. I felt that one.
Yeah. Good poke for Charlie. Blue point all the way around Charlie.
So
Switching sides.
Blue fighter up 5-3.
5-3.
I feel like I'm stepping on your toes, Ryan.
No, you're fine. I couldn't read it.
Ready.
1 minute remaining.
I've got a chat and
I love the fact that Charlie's saber actually hums. You don't see too many fighters actually install sound.
Three judges and honor. Blue point.
Good honor.
Red point.
Good honor. 5-4.
Chris closing the gap.
Red. Thank you. Riders ready. Fight.
So he's finally changed his grip up a little bit, which is good.
Yeah, he's kind of...
He's done it a little too late in the game, but I think Charlie hit first, but it wasn't as clean. But he did hit first.
I didn't think I saw anything from Blue on that one.
No, I thought I sort of glanced it off his glove.
So looks like Blue's up 6-4 as another point is scored. So we're gonna have another score update. Giving it to Blue again, 7-4. Blue leads
30 seconds remaining.
with a 30-second call.
Oh. Is that a push-up? Do we get push-ups? We don't do push-ups anymore? That was a disarm by Charlie.
Kids, say no to peer
fumble.
pressure. No push-ups required.
No push-ups required. Shame.
You see Clint going back to what he was doing before.
Good clean hit by Charlie again from the bottom.
Clint going back, blade down. When he was mirroring Charlie, I feel like it was more of a red blue versus a couple blue and then a red and then back and forth that way.
Charlie does a very good, what I call it, in martial arts they train sometimes to circle the staff in a very small circle. That creates a distraction for your opponent because you don't know where you're going to strike if you keep moving that little tiny circle. Charlie does very good at that. He'll come from the top, he'll come from the bottom, he'll come from the left and right.
So final exchange was called, and Charlie managed to get the last point. So not only at the last exchange of the match, but Charlie also takes it to 10-5, leaving no questions really at who won that match. Getting a 1 minute break in this ring, so hopefully we'll be bouncing back to the next ring, giving you more action here.
Maybe David is not fighting.
David should be fighting. That's the entire reason he abandoned me.
Or is it just these two pools? Oh, we still have one more.
We have a third pool.
We have a third pool. Okay.
David not fighting is why he's not here. It's why I have abandonment issues. It's why I'm going to therapy when I get back into Orange County on Thursday. I'm sorry, Tuesday. What day is it?
It is Thursday.
It is Thursday today, but I'll be back home on Tuesday.
I'll be here till Monday. Actually, no, correction. I will be back home on Tuesday as well.
All the cool guys going home on Tuesday, trying to avoid that out of Vegas traffic on Sunday.
Yeah.
Not a fun ride. Fun weekend, but that's not a fun ride home.
Yeah.
So it's like
Your drive is how long?
I'm going to Carrico Sunday, so hour and a
okay.
half, and then 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours from Carrico to where I live in Riverside.
Okay, not too bad. Mine's 8. Not a big deal.
Brag about it.
See, last year I made that trip with Carrico, and I prefer it by myself.
How much did you learn about Warhammer?
Oh, I had to literally start an audiobook to shut him up.
So
Let's put it this way, like was it last time you came? No, I think it's when we actually came to go visit you instead, where we actually stopped at like a Walmart and bought Northbound.
yes, and you tried to get the jump on me, yeah.
We had it. We had it all locked down like a compound. Okay. Jiwoo versus Chris Wen.
Which, so we now have a name for Mystery.
Standard
Saber fighter, Chris Wynn, man
Chris
with
Wynn.
cajones of steel.
Yes.
Big old brass ones.
Yes.
So we're going to go over to that action in that ring right now. Jiwoo with the pike. Chris with the big old brass ones.
He is the only, at least so far, non-pike user, I think. I don't know about David's pool, but so far in this pool, yeah, he is the only one not using a pike. Again,
I know Tony.
big cojones.
Tony Scaffiati, if I pronounce that, I apologize, Tony.
Oh, Tony, yes.
You've had enough to deal with this weekend already. But I think he was in exotics, and I think if you go off of the Carrico custom he has, he would have been a great field builder. That's right. Action resuming in the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament here at TSL5. Once again, say that 5 times fast. I dare you. Now in the ring we just left, the match I promised about 10-15 minutes ago, Charlie versus Eric Rimless. We'll get to that if we can, as, oh my, the blue fighter.
Much more aggression coming out of this time. Oh, apparently my girlfriend is watching, and she says, I am very biased towards Mark. She's just jealous.
My wife is also jealous of Mark in my special relationship.
Right? How many women are jealous of him?
I think all of them?
I think all of them.
Yeah.
It's
Mark.
Mark.
Look at that beard. They just wish they could grow that luscious beard.
You better stop.
Everybody's about to tune out.
This is kind of, I kind of want to watch both rings right now because Charlie's fighting in one, Jiwoo's fighting in the other, and
whoa, that was.
That was a good charge by Chris. I don't know if he gave him that point. I wouldn't give him a 2. Blue point. Good job. Charlie making a lot of noise there.
Match we're watching is going pretty fast. We might be able to get some Charlie Eric action. I know those are known names. Jiwoo, though, don't sleep on him.
No, Jiwoo is
solid fighter.
Yeah, I believe he's fighting standard as well. Definitely somebody to watch in the standard tournament. He's also fighting open longsword as well. So he's got quite the plate.
A lot of people this weekend, I'm sure, full games cards.
Yeah. Lex McGrath, the current women's champion, she is currently fighting in women's open longsword tournament right now. She's also going to be doing the women's TSL tournament, and she's going to be doing standard tournament and standard longsword. So that's 4 tournaments, right after another.
And I see in the chat Kevin pointing out that Reach is king. And we have had some balancing with the exotics. Like we mentioned, Pike is shorter than it used to be. Reach is still king.
Yes.
Good technique is also important. But also the game that we play being to the touch versus to a proper cut or to a proper anything. Really, it just makes it harder for people with less reach to step in when all you need to do is a little tippy tap.
Yeah.
And, I mean, to each their own. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just a different flavor as we're switching sides over there.
Well, if you look at, like, how, like, Naginata is done in, like, a kendo situation, a lot of the points that are scored in TSL would not be scored in that style because it's has to be very specific in order to gain points. Whereas TSL, you just get to the touch. Yeah. That's why Reach is king.
Well, and I like how Carrico puts it. A lot of other styles are best case sword fighting. We're saying that it probably didn't count,
right? Because
your angle or you didn't cut with enough mass or whatever. TSL, we've got laser swords, right? So we're saying if it touched you, you're probably gone.
Yeah.
And it's worst case sword fighting because it maybe could have. We say sure it did.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which for anybody relying on technique and more studied fighters, I think it just, when they go to do other things, it makes them a more cautious fighter. It makes them a cleaner fighter because they're a lot more aware of slop getting through, for lack of a better term.
So it looks like Jiwoo's up 7-4. 1 minute. And Charlie and Eric, looks like Charlie's up 5-2.
Did we get a Jiwoo update? Did you catch that?
7-4.
7-4. Oh. So looks like
7-4 up for red.
30 seconds remaining.
Good clean shot by Jiwoo.
So that'd be 8-4 in favor of red fighter, right?
I believe so. 8 or 9. I can't remember if the last exchange went to either.
We're bad at this job.
Yeah, we are. But hey, we're entertaining.
Hopefully.
I think so. I try. Maybe not.
Jiwoo with just kind of a lazy little bop on the head. Either confusion or just the on that exchange is what cost him.
Right. Oh, that was undeniable.
Landing with some authority after the last exchange. Jiwoo takes that one, so you know what that means.
That. He is out of the pools, along with Mark and whoever wins this fight.
So friends, TSL family, as Thor likes to say, gentle folk. Let's go to some Charlie and Eric action.
No aftershots on that, Eric. No aftershots.
Looks like we gave you the last exchange of that match. Charlie, the blue fighter, takes it 7-5 versus the red fighter, Eric Ribbles.
That is the end of this pool, I believe.
I believe it is. I think so. Hopefully we'll get some word from someone that knows more than we do, because we're just pretty faces. That's why you're watching them.
No, they're just listening to the butter smoothness of our voices.
Yes.
In my congested, nasally fashion.
So it looks like first round of pools. I believe it's the first pools being done. Finished up. 2 more groups of pools to go through here at the Electrum Sabercraft Exotic Tournament at TSL5. Prizes provided by Electrum Sabercraft. Here at TSL, we love our sponsors because they love us. Yes, I am a show.
Oh, actually, no, I stand corrected. This pool is not over. We still have Mark Carrico and Joe Blankenship.
Both
And
using pikes.
Again, we're going to say the pike's going to win this one.
I think it's a safe call.
Yeah.
Now, I know on that angle we're losing a little bit of the red corner, and we apologize. Again, we talked about how these rings are, I think...
Bigger.
Other rings are what? I think 20 by 20, and these are 25 by 25. So all around, we've added an extra 5 feet, and thankfully they're meeting in the middle.
Oh. Good initiative there by red corner. Red fighter managing to get the point on that. Took Mark a little bit by surprise, I think. And Mark answers back with a good sturdy thrust to the chest. How exciting.
I think a pike's going to win. Oh, you don't see that often. Somebody muscled Mark Carrico offline.
Yeah.
If I was his opponent, I wouldn't like how Mark walked back to his corner.
Why is that?
There was kind of a plant, and I was expecting a little more concentrated violence.
Okay. So now both fighters have managed to take their grips where they're basically just grabbing onto the very end with both hands.
And they're swatting down.
Yeah.
And Carrico doesn't look happy with that. He walked away and looked like he was shaking it off. Looks like he got smacked on the thumb or the finger.
I'd call him a name, but I'm not going to say it. Because I know he'd call me one if I started complaining about pain. Well, he's not happy with that call either.
No, he's not.
This is almost like clockwork.
I think
Mark
what's
got
working
in that
against
one.
Carrico right now is he's taking...
I don't agree with that call either. I thought Mark hit first.
I think so, too. What I think's happening here is what tends to happen. Humans like the big, flashy movements.
Yeah.
So
And see, the reason why, like my girlfriend's saying, like, we're biased towards Mark is because we both trained with Mark pretty extensively. So we know, when he hits, it may not be as dramatic, but he hits you first.
Right. Well, and it's also playing the game and understanding the game that is being played, right?
Yeah.
So you know that quickest, shortest time to travel from one distance to another is a straight line.
Fidel.
So
What's the score?
did you catch that?
4-5. Really? So Carrico's down by 1.
So before we tried to get the score, a straight line is the quickest way from one point to another point. Point A to point B is, smarter people than I say. And that's what Mark does. He stabs. He stabs on that straight line. And those chopping down motions take longer, whether you like it or not. If you want them to hit faster, you're swinging harder.
Yeah.
And people like big, flashy movements. So if you're a more stab-oriented fighter like Carrico, it's unfortunate, but sometimes you have to make sure that the judges see that thrust because they're going to catch the big movement.
Right. And that's what's so hard about judging fighters like Mark, who, and there are a lot of fighters. David, he tends to fight not exactly the same, but his movements are very, very short. And not as dramatic as well. You're not going to hear most of his contact. So you've got to really pay attention to who hits first.
So we had the score update earlier. Things weren't looking great for Carrico. Hopefully we'll get another one soon.
Again. Tied.
Tied up at what?
6-6. Tie score.
See, and if you notice, He keeps getting slapped down. I really think he's beating the bejesus out of Mark's thumb. It looks like it. Mark walks away making a fist.
Yeah.
And Mark looks like he's trying to take...
Well, I'm just going to take Mark's stance. Don't put it there.
Well, yeah. Looks like the point went to the blue fighter, though, so I believe that should take us 7-6 in favor of blue.
Yep, he hit him again.
It's that chop, and I think the other thing that's hurting the red fighter or the blue fighter. Can't help but think of Mark as the bad guy, being red.
Yeah.
I think Carrico's trying to get on the red fighter's inside line because he wants the judge to see that strike. He's trying to make sure the thrust lands on the side that the judge is standing on.
Right.
Second final of the match. Look, I think we're knotted up at 7-all. I think. Oh.
I saw Mark on that one again first.
Yeah, that was a. I can't tell if you caught that on the video at home, folks, but that blade looked like it bowed down maybe a foot and a half. Was that 2 back-to-back red?
Yeah, I believe so.
So if I can math, I think we're
6-6 again.
6-6.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Order 66, folks.
Execute order 66. Something dark side.
So it looks like we got a UK viewer asking about the lack of masks that they're seeing at this event. So nothing about the efficacy of masks or anything. CombatCon has decided no masks are needed because all fighters at this tournament have had to prove that they're vaccinated.
Yeah.
So everybody here is vaccinated. Outside on the strip, you choose your own adventure.
Right.
Did Blue Fighter take that one?
What is it? Fidel. What is it? What happened? Mark 1. That was a close match. But yeah, to elaborate more on the
Before we get to that,
okay.
I know you said Mark's match, but what was the score on that? Was it
7-6.
7-6 in favor of Blue Fighter, which was Mark Carrico. All right, Landon?
Touching on the mask part, actually, you're correct. The current rules for CombatCon is if you are vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. If you are not vaccinated or not fully, you have to wear a mask, which we all have to prove.
I don't believe unvaccinated individuals are even allowed to the convention right now. I think you need to get in the door. You show your vaccine records. It's like a lot of venues here at the United States.
Right. I'm just talking about the actual casino.
Oh, okay.
But yes, the con, you do have to prove that you are vaccinated. So, that being said, there still are people wearing. Like I actually wear a mask on the regular. And I'm actually not wearing it now because I'm commenting, and so that way you can hear my voice. But even though I am fully vaccinated, I still choose to wear a mask. Mostly because there's a lot of smoke here and it bothers me.
Yeah, I've got 2 in my bag. I even thought I heard a week ago that COVID had an uptick here in Las Vegas in Nevada. And I thought the mask mandate was back. I know back where I am down in Southern California, LA has redoubled down, and they've got a mask mandate for LA County once again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's do what's best for you. If you're going to an event, do what the event asks. If you want to be at the event, that just kind of makes sense, right, folks? Yeah. But do what you feel like you need to do, and then follow the rules accordingly with what your beliefs are for the situation.
Exactly. So, if some people are and some people are not. And which is totally okay. It's totally okay.
As my wife hates it when I say it, Hundo P. We're going to make it a thing, folks. Jason Davis in the chat saying, great match. And I think he's talking about the nail biter that we just saw between Jordan and Mark. Getting ready in this fight, or in this ring, we're about to switch over to... Boop. Match maybe you hadn't been looking forward to. I know David has been.
Yeah.
Ryan's been looking forward to seeing David in action.
Yeah, so now we're finally seeing David fight against... I have no idea. I'm sorry. I am just horrible.
David, who are the fighters?
Tony and David.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, gotcha. So we have Tony is red, and David is blue.
Eamon with the shout out on the side.
Yep.
Thank you for helping us stay in the
Again, I
know.
think the Pike's going to win this one.
I think so. So David with looks like a custom Saber Shop special. All the extensions in the world. And I can't tell. Tony Tripp, is that a Mandocore? Is that a Crosspoint?
Looks like a cross point.
So it's a big old steel aluminum pipe. I'm sorry. Mark's the king of steel.
I'm not too bad, to be honest.
So Red Fighter up 1-0.
I want to call that. That went to David. So 1-1, we are even.
So two kind of cheeky shin slaps. Second one didn't work out.
Good transition by David there. Good honor.
Good honor for David.
Good point. Good honor on David. David did a very interesting technique. He switched hands in the middle of that and stances. Good shot there by David. You don't see that very often. You don't see too many transitions or switching of hands.
Especially with the new rules, where if you make contact and a hand's off the saber,
Yeah.
so it's become a little more of a dangerous move.
Yeah. Nice. Good honor.
Tied up.
I
2
would,
ball.
I guess, I would give that to David as well.
Yeah, it looked like the Red Fighter. He pulled it, which is great. You know, save your friends, protect your friends, make sure your toys can keep playing. But he pulled it a little too much, and I don't think he made contact. And he realized it was David just kind of booped him.
Yes.
Keeping it knotted up, back and forth, back and forth, 3-all.
3-all, 3-3 right now. That was nothing. I didn't see anything.
4-3, favor of red. David has 3
Just
kicks.
got him on the kilt right there.
Right, David has 3 kicks. He's not planning a 4th, right?
Yeah. So we're going to have a little powwow on the last score. Was the thrust to the groin area, or was it not? We couldn't see. It did seem low from our end, but we couldn't get a clear view if it was a clear shot to the groin area or not. So they are in deliberation.
Similar to in baseball when, you know, have the coach come up and talk to the pitcher. We've got a meeting of the minds instead of a meeting at the mound.
And so red point remains. It was deemed a slash, not a thrust. If it was a thrust, that would have been a non-point and a legal target area. Switch sides. 5-3, up red.
Looks like we got someone in the chat asking where this is. This is CombatCon 2021 over here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are the Saber Legion. You're probably watching us on the Saber Legion page. This is TSL5, and this, what you are currently watching is the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The Electrum Sabercraft Tournament. No, the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5.
At the Flamingo, Las Vegas, just to clarify.
In the Flamingo.
In the Flamingo.
My partner in crime looks like he's about to step away, giving me more abandonment issues. I'll schedule that third therapy appointment right now.
I am just going to step away for a few minutes, and I shall return. But
Sam.
Joe, I'm leaving you here with my partner Joe.
Oh boy, you're in trouble. We're knotted up 5-all. Blue point takes us to 6-5 in favor of blue. David off to a slow start, but he certainly closed the gap and stepped on the gas. 7-5 in favor of the blue fighter. Tony still hasn't given up. Lots of hand changing. They're trying to play the angle game, looks like. 3 out of 4 judges say it's blue fighter's point. Just like 9 out of 10 dentists want you to floss your teeth. Is that 9 out of 10? Or is it should be 10 out of 10. Floss your teeth, folks. Floss your teeth, folks. David stops, I think, a little perplexed. 8-6 in favor of blue fighter. Charge from the red fighter. Blue point takes us 9-6. Blue fighter 1 point away from wrapping this up. It's been a close match. I'm sure he'd like to put a good honor for the blue fighter. Takes us 7 for red. 9-7 the score in favor of blue.
30 seconds remaining.
30 seconds left in this match. We have some tippy tappies. Yes, the over 50 fighting did finish for the day. All of our finals brackets will be on Saturday, I believe, and we'll have a super fancy show for all of the finals. Not that this ain't fancy. Blue fighter takes it 10-8, and looks like we got some downtime in both rings as we're waiting on the action to resume.
Next in the ring, Ryan McKenna, Jameis Birnbaum.
Or I'm a liar. Looks like Ryan McKenna and James Birnbaum
On deck, Jameis
about
and
to,
Tony Tripp.
about to meet in this ring with Tony Tripp on deck. Just finished this match, so he gets a quick couple moments to catch his breath, depending on how long these fighters want to take. I'm sure he's hoping they decide to take their time.
Dabadi. Dabadai. Oh, hell yeah.
So it looks like James will be our blue fighter.
Is it gonna stay?
It'll be fine.
Put on the back of your head.
Yeah, give me a clip.
Dude.
Blue fighter with a short stabby bit, red fighter with a long stabby bit.
Ryan is our red fighter. Jameis is our blue fighter. Fighters, acknowledge your table. I'm ready. Fighters ready. Fight. Jack is red point. Fighters ready. Fight.
Looks like Chris Briselli decided to be sponsors. Signage was in his way, so he decided to move the Electrum Sabercraft sign. The Exotics Tournament presented by Electrum Sabercraft. And we're watching the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5. So red is leading 2-1. I'm still flying solo. Again, much therapy will be needed because of this. Nobody wants to stay with me. Oh, and I didn't realize James had a saber staff. So that's a mix-up. First one I've seen this weekend, at least. Red fighter up 3-1, which unfortunately doesn't surprise me. You know, blue fighter's out there having fun. He's having a time. Chop from the red. 100% blue point right there. Thank you for the honor call, red fighter. So the other thing you're noticing the red fighter doing, like we talked before earlier with Chiwu in his matches, not letting the other fighter move. It's a really effective strategy, can be. And by just pinning them in that corner, you're limiting their options. And especially somebody using saber staff who probably needs to move more than just forward and backwards, you're limiting their lateral movements. They can't get offline and get away from that thrust quite as effectively. Switch sides, so that means one of these fighters hit 5, and it's the red fighter, leading 5-2. And I'm over here humming One Is the Loneliest Number by myself, as red fighter looks like he scores yet again. Cheeky little shin tap takes us to 6-2 in favor of red.
Remaining.
1 minute left in this match.
1 minute.
What a line judge is saying, he saw a thrust to the midsection, which is real big. No. Having a meeting of the minds in the ring. The director pulling in all of the line judges so they can go, well, Chris saw this. Did you guys all see this? And get the best, most objective decision, fairest decision, some would say. Strive for fairness here at TSL5, and especially the Electrum Sabercraft Exotic Saber Tournament at TSL5. Red fighter pushing blue fighter back into the corner. Had a cheeky little diving something. And all judges give the point to red. Red fighter up 8-3. 5-point deficit for the blue fighter. That was some impressive work. We call that the pinwheel of death. Director calls it the blue spinny point. Takes us up 8-4 in favor of red. Never know what you're going to see at the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament here at TSL5. I was busy saying that tongue twister didn't catch the point. I think it's safe to say it went to the red fighter who's using the pipe. Look to my right. Yes, red is leading 9-4.
30 seconds remaining.
Looks like blue thinks he found his mode with spinning. Lots of posturing. I'm sure someone's going to get stabbed. Yep, there we go. And they hug it out. That's what we love to see here. So red fighter looks like he takes it 10-4. Waiting on the official call from the director. And no surprise, at least to me here, red fighter takes it 10-4. The fight wins.
Sometimes it works.
That was great.
1 minute
That's
water
right,
break.
50%
1
of
minute
the
water
time.
break.
1
Works
minute
on
water
100% of the time. I think I butchered that quote, but you get what I'm saying.
1 minute water break. Jameis and Tony.
Looks like it's Jameis and Tony in this ring, and we're about to resume in the ring across. So whoever
On deck, ring 2.
gets Melody clarifying, if somebody steps out of the ring, it causes a
Mel just wanted me to check on you since you started the matches that she said she was supposed to make sure you're doing that.
I'm doing great.
I didn't know I was busy. So I was just checking make sure you didn't need anything and you directing was still okay. I just wanted to check. She just wanted me to make sure you didn't.
So Melody with some clarification, letting everybody know that if you step out of the ring,
And then I'm out.
it causes a reset. If you step out of the ring at a final exchange, because there's no time left on the clock, it would trigger a reset, but there's no time for a reset to be given during, so it effectively ends the match.
No.
Also asking you to thank and tip your line judge for the
Ring
weekend.
2.
Thank you, Melody.
Jameis and Tony.
Jameis and Tony
On
about
deck,
to get
David
to some
Lonsberger,
action
Ryan McKenna.
over in the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5.
Let's get you some water. I'll look at you. All right. Spinny sprint. I don't know. But we're not fooding for a while.
Blue
but
Fighters,
there's
looks like
snacky
you can have
treats in the
time,
bag.
again. Still
I
using
know
Saber
you-
Staff. That's another thing during these tournaments, especially with odd weapons, weird weapons, strange weapons, whatever you want to call them. Once you pick a weapon for the tournament, that's your weapon. No changes, no swapsies, no take backs. So Blue Fighter has that staff. The entirety of this tournament, got the Red Fighter with a pike. Much surprise, much excite. Pikey pike. Got a Facebook comment asking, when you guys back in the cities? That is a reference or a callback that I am unaware of. If you could add some clarification, that would be fantastic. If you mean in your city, and how do you get a TSL chapter in your city, we used to have a map. I think we have a map. Maybe we have a map still. Go to tsl.org and see if there's a charter in your area, or search a Facebook group, or go to the TSL page. Oh my gosh! Blue Fighter with a big wappy whap. Wappy slappy whap. Almost took off the line judge's head. I think he's over here. He's shaking, so I think he's trembling for his life. He's in front of me. It's quite the sight. Red Fighter takes the point. I really wish that would have been given to the Blue Fighter. Blue Fighter's coming out with some big energy. That was a head boop. Some confusion, it looks like. Counting's hard. I'll admit it. Don't feel bad, director.
Decision that I can't confirm, so we're going to call it simultaneous. First match. Friends ready? Right.
Score is 1-0 in favor of the Red Fighter, aka the Pike, or if you're looking at my score sheet, I'm predicting him as the winner. Nothing against Blue Fighter. I'm sure he's a great guy.
All judges, red point.
All judges call. Red point takes us up 2-0. Chop from the blue pike. Not sure why he did that. That's a choice. You've got a real long stick. Just stick him with that stick. And it's the first blue point. Go figure. You do something silly, you let the staff score a point. 2-1 in favor of red. Blue fighter, Jameis on the board. First time for this match. Well, I mean, this is the first time of this match. This isn't a championship series fight, so yes, of course, first time for this match. Another blue point. Maybe Blue Fighter found his secret sauce, found his mojo, got his groove back. I'm trying too hard without landing here. It's affecting me. Knotted up at 2-all. That was awfully close. I'd hate to be a line judge right there. Someone's got to make a choice, and I'm glad it's not me. Points going to blue. Looks like it's 3-2 in favor of blue. Hey, Ryan. Talking to Friedel. Abandoning me. I see you. Yeah, I'm talking about it on this broadcast. No, you're not watching it. It's all right. Putting you on notice, though. Everybody at home. Blue with another point. Okay. Things are getting spicy. Blue up. 4-2. I think he heard me and he wants to make me a liar. He wants to make me feel bad. Brian Landon finally coming back after he's been sitting at the door for a good 10-15 minutes. Welcome back.
I was debating on some philosophy issues regarding whatever. I just totally made that up out of my head. So it looks like we have Jameis. This is Jameis, correct?
Jameis, yeah. Blue fighter up 4-2.
Using a staff.
Right. Every dog has their day, right?
Yeah.
That sounds really shitty to say. No, he's working real hard. He found something that works, and it's not often that we see a staff able to turn on the gas like Jameis is. Red. Some trash talk? Would you call that trash talk?
I don't know if he's
mild complaining.
Mild, yeah, maybe.
Chop from the pike.
And that is why we extended the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Because if the ring was closer, he would have taken out whoever was sitting in the seats.
So 5-3 in favor of blue. And to catch you up, I'm not sure how much you actually saw this because you actually just walked into the room, even though I've been giving you crap the last 20 minutes. The pike isn't doing what the pike should be doing, which is poking him with the pokey end. He's been chopping, which is what's letting Jameis get in.
Right. That's one of the, I guess, the only advantages of the staff is it kind of forces you to use it as a slashing instead of a pokey, and the pokey should be winning.
Jameis gives up that point. Looks like. Oh, have a meeting of the minds. I almost said meeting at the mound because I'm used to calling baseball games. Looks like I think somebody's asking about when is TSL coming back to Maple Grove, Minnesota? If you're part of the Minnesota charter, that would be a question I'd fly in the charter group page.
That's Charlie's group, isn't it?
Maybe? I'm a Cali boy, man.
Yeah, we're both California. We rarely venture out in everything.
30 seconds remaining.
So 30 seconds left in the match. 3-5, blue.
There we go. That's how you're supposed to use a pike.
Stab him with the stabby bit.
You just stab him. Yep.
5-3 in favor of blue. Red Fighter looks like he's finally getting serious.
Oh! I actually saw Jameis hit first.
Looks like the judges. 6-4 in favor of blue. That play reminded me of a song, something about getting knocked down and picked back up again.
That was a good effort.
For me, yeah, I tried real hard at that joke.
No, I was talking about Red's effort to score a point. So I wasn't listening to you, Joe.
Feels bad. Blue point takes a 7-4 in favor of blue. Here at the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5.
Again, Red's not taking advantage of his reach.
8-4 in favor of
So
blue.
here's a question. If you're using staff, do you have to keep both hands on the staff for a point?
So I think the both hands on the weapon rule is if the weapon is a certain length. So in theory, you could build a staff short enough that you don't need both hands on.
Okay.
Now, when you're already losing the range game, would you want to do that? I mean, I wouldn't use a staff, but I mean, it's a choice you could make. I wouldn't call it a good choice, but it's certainly a choice you could make.
If it landed for him, if he hit the
Is this the final match of this pool or no?
I am not sure.
I don't think so.
Wait, did we call it a ring out and then red point because of the ring out, or did we establish that red
Final
scored before the ring
exchange.
out?
That was, I'd say that was Red first.
Okay.
Apparently not.
The staff. Jameis heard me saying the pike was going to only want to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Doug D
next to
won
the
that
ring,
one.
David
9-5.
and Ryan McKenna.
Got David and Ryan McKenna stepping into the ring. And you stepped out for a second, and I don't know if you heard Melody's clarification.
No, I didn't.
So Melody came out a little bit ago and talked about how a final exchange means time is run out on the clock.
Correct.
And a ring out creates a reset. So, if a ring out occurs on a final exchange, you can
On
reset,
deck, Ryan
but once
McKenna,
you reset,
Tony
there's
Tripp.
no time left on the clock. So that essentially...
So you still have a final exchange in effect?
No, you don't.
You don't?
They want you to have a final exchange. They want you to fight. But technically, the gist of what I got is Melody was clarifying that the fact that at a final exchange, it sounded like to me that if you stepped out on a final exchange, that ends the match essentially. They want you to do one more engagement in the spirit of competition.
Right.
And I think that was a clarification. And that's where I got confused. It sounded like they were talking about, at least from our perspective here, it sounded like they were talking about, did he step out? And I heard ring out and then red point. But ring outs.
Ring out if ring out happened first, did he step out first before the point? Or was it kind of at the same time?
I think that was the conversation we were seeing the director have with her line judges.
That's a tough call.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think she talked with her line judges. I think I was busy doing other things and missed part of the conversation.
Oh, there's somebody.
That's totally dependent on whether or not the judge's observation of what happened first. Did the foot step out first, or did the point be made first? And so, what match was this?
That was this one that just ended.
Oh, okay.
That was a call as you were sitting down. The decision was being made. That's why we're kind of having the meet of the nines, and the director was walking the ring a little bit.
Now I have to go again.
All right, I'm going to give you my therapy bill.
Handing it over again to Joseph, and I shall return within a few minutes. I am currently watching Lex at her women's longsword. And she's just starting right now. So
Well, TSL member Lex DeGraff, how's she doing? Sounds like she's doing well.
she has a lot on her plate this year.
She does.
So we'll see how she goes.
Wish her good luck.
Yep.
Let her know we're all rooting for her over here. About to kick off action in this ring. Blue fighter David. David. And the red fighter Tony. Tripp. I'm just going to call them red and blue. Red fighter up 1-0. knotted up at 1-all. And blue takes the lead, 2-1. Looks like red got that. David acknowledges it. Tied up 2-all. And if you're in the chat as you're watching the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5, drop in, say hi, ask a question. I swear I'm trying to look at the chat and pay attention, and it's like patting your head and rubbing your belly. Trying to do both. Do my best to try to get to you. Answer any questions. Answer any concerns. Won't stop making the bad jokes. It's in my contract. I'm allowed to. So blue up 3-2, and we're having a meeting with the judges trying to figure out who made contact, when, and where. Some could say this is journalism going on, trying to figure out the who, what, where, when, and why. Just what just happened on the field. In the ring. Field, ring, field. And red point tied up 3-all. Saw some flex in the red blade, and red gets the point, 4-3. Tied up, 4-all. Going back and forth, back and forth. Points means someone hit blue, and this time someone hit 5. 5 points means someone hit 5. I need an energy drink. 5 points means switching sides means we hit 5 points. And this time it's a blue fighter. Score is 5-4. Joe can't get clever. Got Brendan Day watching on Facebook saying he thinks David's going to take it all this year. It's like David heard I said that as he leaps like a lion, pounces like a gazelle. I think that was his point. Me and the director on the same wavelength. David up, blue fighter up, 6-5. Blue point. David stepping on the gas a little bit, building a lead, 7-5.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute left in the match. Red fighter heard that, gets a look at. Good honor on David, saying he did hit me. Yeah, give him that point. 7-6, blue leads. Like David took a knee there out of respect for his opponent, knowing he was going to score that point. 8-6, blue fighter taking the lead, 2 points away from wrapping this up. Brandon Day saying it's the power of the beard. Blue points again, 9-6. Blue fighter 1 point away for calling this match over. And red fighter sneaks it in. Cheeky little shot on the hand. David's making sure the director knows what's going on.
30 30 seconds remaining.
30 seconds left in the match. David won away. Red fighter 3. I think that one went to the red fighter.
All judges, blue point. Blue takes
All right.
the
They all saw something different than I did. Blue fighter wraps it up 10-7. Great fight.
1 minute water break, and then we have Ryan and Tony.
1 minute water break, and then Ryan and Tony will be up. So Ryan and Tony on deck here at the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5. Also, Electrum Sabercraft's nice enough to donate the prize sabers for the Exotics Tournament. Go figure, you sponsor the tournament, you give the prizes. Nice people over there. Support our sponsors because they support us.
Mel, we have a glitch in the matrix. It's possible.
This is what's happening. So we've got Tony. Okay, see how the last one is Ryan. He prefers to be called Ryan. He said, oh, Ryan and Tony and Ryan and Tony. Oh.
So where's the missing fight?
Who hasn't fought? Twice. So it should be instead of, right? Because we've got Tony. So that should be David, right? Somebody check me on this.
David not fought. David fought Ryan.
No. So we've had
David fought Tony.
and David. We've had Jameis. We've had Jameis and Tony. We've had David and we're about to have Ryan and Tony. So then the last one should be Jameis and David, correct? Yes, to get them all three fights, right? Okay. So this.
Put your right foot in, you put your right foot out. Oh, David, Jared stopped. Never mind.
This and make sure I'm gonna run it through the computer real quick. Okay. All right.
Got an extra minute on your water break while we double check the paperwork. Who stole your armband?
I did.
Look, over there. No, you won't. Wait, you two have to That's what we're about to do now. Look, did I calculate this right? That it's
This is a mess with one of my friends. He was going to Israel, go back to his house. And so he left his car. He didn't want to sit in front of the party.
No, this would be a Ryan and Tony, and then we can have Jameis and David.
Our other friends were watching.
Or that.
So the entire lunch,
Because when there's last round of overlap in water,
she did all kinds of
well, they're having their 1 minute before they got a little more time.
put it up.
As soon as the bosses say that we're all good, I gotta get the bosses to confirm.
She got like 3 of her other friends, they all got like bottles of tequila and were like hanging out of the windows. The entire month she was taking pictures.
Go take a nap.
Okay. The glitch is fixed. So everyone is fighting everyone, but the match numbers were wrong. So this was actually match 6. This was not 1. This was actually match 5.
Welcome back, gentle folk. Sorry it's been quiet for a little bit. Dealing with some logistics stuff, as you heard. Added another minute to the water break because paperwork. And paperwork is of a not positive place.
So I just put the numbers down so they'll...
Also, we real smooth brains here. That's why we sword
Now the
fight.
glitch is fixed.
Anyway. Don't know where that came from. I'm dumb. Anyway, you are still watching the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament here at TSL5. Electrum Sabercraft's the sponsor of the tournament and the donated? That comes off the tongue wrong. They gave the prizes for the tournament. I'm just going to talk like a simple folk because I'm not a galaxy brain. I can't think and talk and rub my belly and pat my head. Anyway, enough about me. How you? I'm all right at fighting. Jason trying to make me feel better. But gentle folks in the comments. Questions, comments, concerns, accolades. Tell me how good I sound, good I look, even though I'm not on camera.
So, as a first-time person at this tournament, how? What do you? Any words of advice for me?
We have for you our TSL5 matches.
Thanks.
Well, no. I'm thinking. There's a lot to take in. Do good, don't die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ring
hit
2.
him with the pointy bit.
Next, Ryan McKenna, Tony Tripp. On deck.
Oh, the advice
Jameis
nobody's
and
going to
David.
take. I mean, you might, because you've also trained with Mark. Cover the lines on your attack. Don't just attack and let them also go, I'm going to attack! Cover those defensive lines. Watch your angles, you know.
Yeah.
No, I joked about this being, smooth brain stuff, ape good, that kind of mentality. But no, really, no matter how into this you get, it can really turn into a thinking man's game. It's why I don't fence much with rapiers. So yeah.
It's a lot like chess, but you get hurt. No.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
So action's about to resume in the ring in front of us. Let's swap some camera angles, get you some better views. Don't look like we got any more of you in the chat. I don't blame you. That was a lot of nothing. So, blue fighter, red fighter, they're both ready. Both look eager. Tied up at 0-0. Oh!
Ooh.
That was... I think the kids would say that I was shook. Blue fighter up 1-0. I'm not sure I saw that. Red hit was an authority. I thought he maybe got the point below, so I said humans real big dumb, and big swings catch the eye. So take it that our team of judges and directors caught something that I didn't. While I've been blabbing, scores change 3 times. Looks like we're... 2-1 in favor of blue. And we got Jared Graham running across, doing his best to stay out of the shot. We appreciate that here at the broadcast team, so it means we don't have to break your kneecaps. Got to reset. Score still is 2-1. Blue fighter leading. Maybe not anymore. Looks like it's 2-all. There's that downward pointed stance again, where I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it gives you as much utility as a lot of people think it does. That also looked squarely
in the throat.
The throat. I think it hit the bottom of his mask and it landed in the bib area. I wouldn't have given a point. But our team of directors and line judges did. Another point scored while I'm talking. Looks like it's going to go to red, taking the red lead to 4-2. Like Ryan and I were saying, respect the director, respect the line judges, but also know that the media team is always right. The broadcasters are always right. We have the official scorecard. Whether you agree with that or not, that's fine. We're on mic, so what we say is the truth.
I agree.
Another exchange. Looks like it went to blue. And an honor ball. 4-3. Red leading, but blue's trying to play some catch-up here. That chop again. Red needs to stop doing it. It's slowing him down. Got the point, though, so, I mean, what the heck do I know? Red up 5-3, which means we switch sides and hug and dance a little bit. I am also scared. Glad I'm not the only one. Fatal Error on Twitch asking who the director in the ring is, and it is Ruth Marie from the Florida Charter.
There's a lot of Florida out here today.
A lot of Florida and a lot more Minnesota than I remember from last year. Points have changed again. And as I said that, points have gone up again. Blue point takes us to 6-4 in favor of red. First time I'm seeing Ruth Marie judging as a director, and I dig it. A lot of business, but a little levity in the ring, which I think we can use. We are volunteers. We are out here to have fun. Some of us more competitive than others, but ooh, chop. I heard it hit the staff.
You gave an honor. Yeah.
Yep. Jason calling it. Red gave the honor point. 7-5 in favor of red. Didn't get an angle on that. That looked squarely in the throat from mine. Apparently, no foul play done. Red adds to his lead, 5-8. Alan Block looks like he just came in the room. Nice little vest, filled with patches. Something you expect from a TSL veteran, champ. The LeBron James of TSL, if you will.
Yeah.
No Moss points, because we go tappy-tap at the same time. That's why we defend ourselves. I'll let you borrow my notebook if you need, Jason.
Okay, I'll take some notes for tomorrow.
Appreciate it. That was a weird exchange.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting anything, and they both decided, I'm going to bop you. Worked for one of them, didn't work for the other. Red in the lead, 9-5.
Oh.
So, red point, I'm not sure. 10-5, red takes it. Now, Blue Fighter touched his tip to the ground. The only reason I can think to do something like that is you're trying to turn your pike into a spring and kind of coil it. Not something I would recommend. I think you're going to maybe hit a little harder than you intend. I know you're trying to probably arrive faster. Either that or he caught himself with it and used it with the cane, or used it as a cane, which is bizarre as well.
Did she just say this was the last fight in the pool?
Maybe? I'm expecting our captain of the good TSL5 media team to come over here and turn the laptop off when it is the end. So,
I think he's getting ready to fight here pretty soon.
and he's
Right
fighting
now.
a staff. Oh, Capitan in the blue corner. Staffy. James in the red corner with the pink saber. David. I almost said Ortiz because I know too many Davids.
Oh, there's a lot of Davids.
Yeah. David in the blue corner with the purple saber. I'm just going to call them blue fighter, red fighter. I don't think David's going to let Jameis get away with what he got away in the last match.
Probably not.
I am predicting more pike domination, and Jameis proved me wrong.
Yeah.
I was too busy talking. Jason thinks he heard this was the last match in the pool, which means for today this could be wrapping the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5. This could be the end, and then Saturday we're going to go into the finals of the Electrum Sabercraft Tournament, Exotics Tournament.
There's some more pools tomorrow.
There are more pools tomorrow. Did we have enough fighters? I didn't think.
I'm fighting tomorrow.
Okay.
There's enough for at least one more pool tomorrow.
All right, so here we go. We're wrapping up the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5 for today, but tune in tomorrow where we'll have more of the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5 with finals of the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5 on Saturday. I'm like so displeased with me and all of that nonsense. It just fell over and died. And as I've been blabbing, looks like the score is Red Fighter up 2-1.
Wow.
Surprise. Ooh, that was...
Yeah.
David looked like that rocked him a little bit. I saw the contact on the elbow.
It looked like it was in the gut a little bit.
It might have glanced off of that into the gut. David didn't look happy with that exchange. Jameis was kind of light on his feet. It's like Stellar. Found his groove. So David takes the lead. Blue Fighter up 3-2. I'm going to have to unwrap this mic cable at some point. That's a future Joe problem, though. Kat Roseman joining us in the chat. Hello to you, and we're hoping you're enjoying the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5. I know I'm enjoying it so far.
I'm having a pretty good afternoon myself.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute left in the match. Blue Fighter up 4-2. They're kind of dancing around. Wish they would do something. Give me something to talk about. David's being a lot more methodical now than I think he was being earlier. Realizing maybe Jameis is a little light on his feet. Can't just take the fact that you have a pike and he has a saber staff as a kind of almost an auto win. 5 points means we switch sides. Blue Fighter leading 5-2. It'd be weird for David to leave right now. I need caffeine.
$30 remaining.
30 seconds left in the match. David got a Blue Fighter 3-point lead. So David's got a couple options, and it looks like he's doing the option I was thinking about, which is kind of... Oh. So Red Fighter with the thrust. David tried to flick up, and looks like he caught nothing, which means it's a red point. Red Fighter closing the gap. 5-3 in favor of blue. David says, don't be cute. I'm going to boop you on the head. 6-3. David wants to keep that 3-point lead. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Probably going to hear a final exchange call pretty soon.
Final exchange.
There we go. It's like I know what I'm doing or something. That beep 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 you may have heard is the timer. Officially running out of time. Jameis almost got past the blade. That's real impressive. David backed up, slid back. Got the point. Didn't go to 10. Didn't get that definitive W on the scorecard, but a win's a win. 7-3 in favor of blue. And let's find out if we have any other action going on today in the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5. So just hang out. Got any questions? Favorite moments from what you've seen today in the broadcast so far, as I think we're winding down? Question mark? Drop them in the chat. Do our best to answer them or talk to you about them. I would talk about my favorite moment if I did not suffer from crippling short-term memory loss. Everything that happened more than 10 minutes ago, it's just gone. It's a void. That's why I live in the present. Quarter mile at a time.
I would assume that we would be wrapping up shortly because the opening ceremonies for CombatCon are in about an hour.
I think so. I think we have a hard out at like 6:30 or 7 for a lot of this stuff. So David looks like he's coming over here. I think we're going to... All right. So, got the word from El Capitan. David, looks like we're wrapping for the day. So tomorrow, women's is happening, and I think that's later in the day. So tune in for that, see how the women's division does. I believe that's still happening. I know for a minute we were worried about if we had enough fighters. And then we have more fights, bringing you more action from the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5 tomorrow. That's right, with the finals of the Electrum Sabercraft Exotics Tournament at TSL5 happening on Saturday. Tune in for both of those. Jared's got the megaphone, so I've got to kill it here because he's saying get out or I will sit on you. And I don't want to be sit on by Mr. Graham.